Meat dried out. My desert only Ironman on RS3. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit more about the restrictions and goals and stuff that I have for this account, and we're going to be then going into a little bit more about the things that I've already done and the things that will be done for the next video, obviously in the next video. And before anybody says it, I've already touched this star. I'm the first person to find it, so I got some XP, but then it entirely froze my game, and yeah, I'm not going to be worrying about that too much because I do not want my game to freeze again while trying to record this. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is going to be the exceptions that I'm going to have on this account, as there will be a couple, and quite a few in terms of actual like singular exceptions, but really they just boil down to two things, and those two things would be the quests required for kind of the capstone quest of the desert, aka Phite Club, which is in it's in Miniquest, and it is the quest to unlock the soul altar. That's my eventual kind of immediate goal for this account, is to get to that point. And the other one that is a possibility, I haven't done any actual testing for this yet, so it'll probably come up in the next episode, is I might possibly have to leave the area to go to this Lumbridge swamp area to get 20 smithing. However, I have something in mind that would make that irrelevant. So in the next clip, it'll probably just be a couple more like cooking levels and stuff, and then we'll probably hop right into becoming pay to play on this account and starting some quests. All right, cool. So we finished the second inventory of shrimps, and we got 8 cooking. Not too bad. Alright, so I'm probably just going to do this to 5 thieving, and we'll get back to this when I get 5 thieving. And I'm already 2, so shouldn't be too long. Alright, I think, yep, one more pickpocket and we'll have 5, and then we'll be able to take a short little break and do some other stuff for a little while. Okay, so I don't know. I just threw in a couple of those free to play clips, and I'm going to talk about kind of the area that I'm restricting this account to and how I'm defining that. And I'm also going to kind of just throw out a couple things that will probably be coming up in the next episode and what we'll be talking about in the future. So the way that I'm defining the area, and you're seeing a general overview of that right now, this entire wonderful desert area. You'll also notice that I'm actually members, but I've kind of put a little annotation in the video that I'm going to be saving a lot of the members content for next episode, and I'm just going to kind of keep this one short and sweet, and maybe we'll talk a little bit more about the details during the actual like full-on progress update that will be coming out pretty soon. So the area that I'm going to be restricting myself to is obviously going to be the desert, hence desert only Ironman. That's going to include Miniquest. I have to get myself into Sophanem and the rest of the Caridian Desert, Al-Kharid, the Duel Arena, and this spot up here. However, there is a few more sections that I'm going to be adding on to this. There's an Astromancer right about here on this dock that I'm going to be adding. And then I'm also going to be adding these 3 sections right here. The Mage Training Arena, Brilliant Wisps, and this underground dungeon. So this underground dungeon, a lot of people would be thinking that it's not really the desert. It's not really involved. It's classified under Mauritania. It even says in this link that it's a dungeon linked to Mauritania Underground. But that doesn't make any sense to me. There isn't even a shortcut from Mauritania for people to access this island from this side of the river. And there's just a clear-cut bridge for me to walk across. So why would it make sense that if somebody made an RS3 only Mauritania Ironman, like Swampletics, to gain access to this place just because it's Mauritania, when they'd have to give themselves an exception to create or to get ferry rings so that they could transport to this place, when a desert only Ironman like myself could just easily walk over and enter. So I'm going to be giving that to myself. Now, it's not really going to unlock too much for the account. I might talk about what it actually does at a later date, like the Polypore staff, which is a tier 75 staff. But there are a few little nuances into this that will be kind of weird. But most of the drops and everything, it might help Herblore quite a bit. But other than that, it's not really going to help farming at all because I can't get a seed aside or anything like that. But then Mage Training Arena, this will be a really interesting piece of content because one of the other exceptions that I didn't mention earlier is after one of the quests I believe that I will need for Phite Club is going to be a mini quest called Rogues Trader, and I'm going to do the rune section of that mini quest so that I can actually buy runes from Alamorasane here in Al-Kharid. So to be able to buy the runes from Alamorasane in Al-Kharid would require me to do I believe something called Rundoku or something like that, which is like a Sudoku puzzle with runes. So later on down the line, I think that might be kind of interesting for me to kind of use all the cash and stuff that I've gathered on the account all together to try and get a stack of runes to actually make Mage Training Arena viable and to be able to get some of the big rewards like Infinity Robes, the Master Wand, and stuff like that from the Mage Training Arena itself. So that's kind of everything that I really want to go over quickly for the desert right now. In the next episode, there will be a couple of the exceptions coming into play because, like I said, kind of my main goal for this account is to complete Phite Club. And to complete Phite Club means that I have to do a lot of quests. And a number of those quests are not in the desert, which is kind of unfortunate, but that's kind of what happens when this quest line within the desert has so many quests outside of it. So we'll talk about a little bit more about the problems that I started to run into and how I'm going to start working around these problems that I've encountered in the next episode. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you look forward to the next one. There's going to be a lot of progress going into that next episode. I've already tweeted once. I have about 20 hours of recording and gameplay going into this episode already compiled, and that's only just going to increase from this point. So look forward to that. If you are excited, if you're interested in this series, feel free to subscribe I'm definitely going to start working on this account, and there's no stopping in sight right now, though it may be halted on and off for my school. But other than that, I'm out.